Hi, I'm Katie Lopez for Katie Bakes for Casey. I want to do a quick but important video today about doing food challenges. Now, if you have a food allergic child or food allergies yourself, this is something you might have faced and are not quite sure about how to navigate it. What a food challenge is through skin and blood testing, your allergist may decide that it is time to do an in-office food challenge, which means testing the food that you were or have reacted to in the past to see if you can now tolerate it. Now, Casey did his first food challenge when he was pretty young. He was about maybe 15, 16 months old. And gratefully, he has passed all of them so far. I'm kind of a pro at them. I've done a ton, so I just want to walk you through it really quickly because it can be absolutely life-changing to get foods back in the diet for yourself or your child. Now, normally this will take place in a controlled setting, either in a hospital setting or in your allergist's office. You're going to have small increments of food over a decent amount of time to see if there's any sort of reaction. And because you're in a controlled setting, that if, unfortunately, anaphylaxis does begin, you are able to be under the doctor's care. And as always, if there's anaphylaxis, you must go to an emergency room to be monitored, okay? But it will be an extended amount of time, and if you're dealing with small children, like I said, Casey started when he was very young, and when they're not verbal, it's harder to tell if they are having discomfort, they're bored, you gotta pull a lot of tricks out of your hat. So I just wanna give you some of my little tricks of the trade. Now, when we go, we actually have one tomorrow. Casey is challenging barley and pineapple. Boring, I know, but I'll take any foods back that we can get. We start very early, and I always give him a light breakfast. I don't want him so hungry that he's gonna gobble up the new food that we're testing in case it looks appetizing or, he's really excited to try something new. You definitely don't want them full because then they're not gonna be tempted to have anything. So just a little something to hold over. You never know what kind of weight there might be. Also, these are some of the things that you have to be prepared for. A long day, because you're taking small increments at a time, and then after it's over, as long as everything goes well, there will be a monitoring period just to make sure there's not any sort of delayed anaphylaxis. So you have to prepare for a decent stretch of time, and the younger the child is, the harder it could be to buy some time. You have a teenager, their phone, fine. But when they're younger, it's a little bit harder. So just want to show you some things that I'm doing. First things first, iPad. Charge it and have a charger with you. Now, even if you're not an iPad, Kindle, anything like that kind of parent, this is the kind of situation where all bets are off for that day. You really need to keep them occupied and distracted. And if it's not something that they're used to, it's a great bargaining chip to get them to try something and be patient. And also, just in case, download some of their favorite shows or games, because in case Wi-Fi doesn't work, you never know. You don't want to run into that predicament. It's there, ready to go. And again, have your charger. I always have, and if you've seen my video in the past about our emergency hospital bags, for just in case, when there is an anaphylaxis situation, you can go back and look at it on my Instagram page. But just really quickly, this is Casey's emergency food bag, and in there are some of his safe foods, because when we are at the hospital, there's literally nothing safe for him to eat there, as a lot of our children, and it's the last thing that you want to have to worry about. If you are in the hospital for anaphylaxis, chances are they're not going to let you eat something, but Casey's one of the lucky customers that always buys himself an overnight visit because he gets biphasic reaction. And at some point, he's going to be allowed to eat. So just having a small little comfort, whether it be a lollipop, a little fruit chewy, a safe bag of chips or pretzels, you'd be amazed how far, how the littlest comfort can go to a little one, and especially if they have a sensitive tummy, and if they allow them to have a little lolly or something, it really goes a long way. So I always bring that with us. This is a very, very nice bargaining chip. I always pick up a couple of new little Lego sets to bring with us. Now, obviously not every child is going to be a Lego child, but this is just an example of having a small little toy, wow, out of nowhere, you're pulling it out, it's special, and save it for that day. Don't even let them know you got it, just have it in your bag, pull it out, because again, you need to have a few tricks up your sleeve to keep them engaged, to keep them patient, to keep them waiting, because this is certainly not something you can rush, and it will not be rushed. So I also absolutely love the dollar bin, like at Target or any of those dollar stores. You find gems in the bins and you pull them, you save them, you keep them in these to-go bags or for situations like this. and it's just a steady stream of unexpected fun. This is our emergency hospital bag that I keep all the time, our emergency room bag, as I like to call it. Crayons, markers, notepads. Casey loves word searches now. He's in kindergarten, so I have sight word search books that I get on Amazon. He loves math. Didn't get it from me, but he likes to do stuff like that. So I keep little booklets like that in there, again, to keep the time going. And also, and again, I did this in my other video, if you want to check that out. I won't go into it too far, but little things that can go a long way, like change of undies, change of an undershirt, socks, little things, because if they do go into anaphylaxis, there could be vomiting. Because remember, anaphylaxis isn't always, hives or throat closing. It shows in many different ways, and vomiting is a massive sign of anaphylaxis. Even if it's not anaphylaxis, maybe you're, especially if you have a young child and they don't like the food, they spit out that, they don't like it, having it change shirt, pants, something like that, just makes the day go a little bit smoother, just in case. So these are things I always keep in there as well. Backup charger, backup hand wipes, little things to know that if you have to do something for an extended amount of time, you'll have it ready to go. So these are just a few of my little tricks. Wish us luck tomorrow on our food challenge. And if you have any questions at all, if you're nervous about doing it, because it is kind of a scary thought, but getting these foods back are absolutely life-changing. So if you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out, message me. I'm happy to share our experiences and just walk you through what we've gone through, and maybe it could give you some peace of mind. So take care, be well, bye.